I wanted to bring you a post on face brushes 101. I wanted to go over the different shapes and sizes of face brushes, what they mean, and what products they work best for when applying to your face. Alright guys, so excuse the fact if I have chocolate in my teeth. I'm just enjoying some espresso yourself tea and chocolate. My chocolate literally melted and it was like this big huge block and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna bite into this, and then I did, and then I got like a bunch of paper in my teeth. The confessions and problems of a chocoholic. Sorry, not sorry. The very first face brush, which is probably the smallest that you'll ever use, is a concealer brush. These do look like eyeshadow brushes and they can be doubled as an eyeshadow brush. You can use this with cream concealers, you can use this with liquid concealers. This is essentially just a small brush that is meant to get concealer into the tiniest of your pores. And the concealer that I'm using here is from Tarte. You can just kind of dab this onto your pores and use this to cover blemishes or imperfections. You can also use it to cover larger areas such as pigmentation or even to shape your brows. Another brush that kind of goes hand in hand is a buffing brush. This one is from Pure Cosmetics. You can see it has a very blunted end. This is a little bit thicker, and you can kind of tell the difference because they aren't as fluffy. They're generally very short, and this is great for buffing out concealer or even buffing out foundation. Another brush that is very common is a foundation brush. Now, these are great. You can use these to apply foundation, any liquid cosmetic. You can tell because they're very flat and very smooth to the touch that they're a foundation brush, but sometimes you can get a little bit streaky when applying. So I do prefer these for primer, but they are meant for foundation, and that is the primary use for them. This one is from Dermablend. I'm just gonna put on a little bit of a thicker amount so you can see. As I'm swiping here, you can kind of see the individual brush strokes, even once I do blend this all in. Because we're pulling down, it doesn't always get the entire pore. So I find if you go back and forth, it's a little bit easier. Another great option for foundation is kind of a stippled brush. Now this one is a little bit shorter and has a very flat top. This one's from Tarte, and this is great for picking up foundation or buffing it in. Because of the amount of bristles that it has, it is a lot easier to get a smoother application if you do have larger pores. For me, or for anyone who has a little bit more texture, I find that these work better because they do, again, press and buff this into the skin. Next, we'll move on to powders. And the reason that you can kind of tell a powder brush from others is usually because it has a dome shape and it does have longer bristles. Now, the denser the powder brush, the thicker it is, the more product it's going to apply. You have something like this one from Dermablend that is a lot thicker. This is meant for applying and packing on product. You can use this to pat on and then buff in. That generally gives you the best foundation coverage, and I'm pretty sure most people are familiar with them, but this wouldn't be a face brush 101 video if I didn't include a powder brush. This is a relatively new addition to the market. I did a video on this about 1.5 years ago called the Reinvention of Makeup Brushes. This is from Artis. This is a specialized brush because it does have 10 times more fibers than a regular brush. This one you can use and apply cosmetics directly. It does give very nice application, but after you've finished your cosmetics, if you want to smooth things out, this is a great option. If you found that you've over powdered, this is kind of a way to compensate for that and just get more of a flawless look. Next, this is a fan brush, and fan brushes do come in mini sizes. The smaller ones could be great for dusting mascara or eyeshadow fallout away from underneath your eye. Smaller ones could be used to apply blush or highlighter on the cheeks very lightly. Something as large as this is usually meant to dust on a translucent powder or a foundation. So if I wanted to add luminosity to my look or a little bit of powder, I could take this from Kevyn Aucoin. This is just a highlighter, and I could run my fan brush into this, and I could either apply it here, kind of on the highlights of my cheeks. You can kind of see how that's giving me a really nice glow. Or I could just take this and kind of dust it all over my skin for a little bit of sheen. Next, we'll get a bit more into color. This is a flat brush from Tarte Cosmetics. It is a great bronzing or contouring brush. It is a little bit fluffy, so it's great for blending color. And because of the shape, this is great to get into a contour or right under here on the jawline. Another bronzing brush might be this one from Bobbi Brown. It does have bristles, but it is very loose, which means it is really good at buffing things in. So if you're applying bronzer to your entire face, this will give a nice kind of dusted on look, and you'll be able to blend pretty well with this. Another option that I love for contouring is this angled brush. See, it has a very pointy tip. Anything like this is good at getting in the hollows of your face. So for instance, the hollows of your nose, the hollows of your cheekbone, etc. And you're really only applying with this tip and using the rest of the bristles to kind of blend out. This is a Sigma tapered face brush in F25. Because it picks up product mostly on the tip, it'll apply things directly to that contour line and then slowly buff it out with the bristles on the side. If you are a contour queen, this is definitely something that you should add to your little kit. Another option for contour, which is very precise, is this brush from Tarte. This is a just super dense color application brush, and really I like to use this right here on my nose. You can kind of take your color, place it on, pat down, and then kind of sweep out. This is a blush brush from MAC. It is a little bit more fluffy, so this means that it will apply product a little bit more liberally. So if you do want that kind of a look, this is a great way to do that. You can just kind of take it on, dust it onto the apples of your cheeks or up your cheekbone. Now, because this does have larger bristles, this one will apply more product and it will blend it out more. This is a dense tapered brush. This one is from Tarte Cosmetics, and it does have a multitude of uses, but I like to use this with highlighting powders to contour and sculpt the face. Because of its angle, it is very good at applying and packing on product. So if you want to chisel out your jawline a little bit more, you can apply some down here. If you really want to make your nose stand out, you can kind of pack this on right here. Or if you get extremely oily, this is a great way to kind of pack on powder just to make sure that it kind of gets into those pores. And then the very last brush would be a brush like this, which is a very wispy brush. This is perfect for blending or for kind of applying a translucent powder over top. This one is the Heavenly Luxe Radiance Wand from IT Cosmetics. This is really just meant to kind of bring your entire look together. It kind of smooths out on even lines, and it is such a light brush that it's really not meant to apply color. It's really just meant to be a smoother and kind of a finisher, and it feels like a sleepover pillow fight on your face. Like a fluffy sleepover pillow fight on your face. Because if you've ever actually had a sleepover pillow fight, you know that those things can hurt. Anyways guys, that is Face Brushes 101. I hope this gives you kind of the lowdown and maybe opens up your mind and explains what some of these odd shapes are. If you want a video on face brush essentials, maybe we could do face brushes that you need to buy, or face brushes for acne if you're specifically curious about acne prone skin. If you liked this video or if you want more videos, be sure to post in the comments and give this video a thumbs up. And of course subscribe if you haven't already. Also leave a comment with your favorite face brushes, or if you have any questions or any tips of your own. Love you guys no matter what. Always remember to be beautiful, and I cannot wait to see you all in the next video. Love you guys. Bye.